It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Good evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass on Fox 47. I am Jack Ebling, and before we meet Team 331, I just want to say that everyone sends their condolences out to Kobe Bryant's family and Los Angeles Lakers, the basketball world. A stunning, sad event today, and we're going to talk more about that in just a couple of minutes. But first, I want you to meet Tom Crawford, my longtime broadcast partner, Blue Belly Tom, covering 18 years. He's a regular correspondent for the Wolverine.com and the creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network in Ann Arbor twice this week. Didn't think I would see the Wolverines upset twice.
No, you can't lose Big Ten home games if you want to compete in the Big Ten. And now they're in, and we'll talk about this in a couple segments, but they're in a world of hurt right now. And I tell you what, I realize how close Isaiah Livers is from a fabric standpoint within that team. The tears of those players after the game, it was amazing. That was a tough loss yesterday.
Top 4 ranking, and are they on the verge of not making the NCAA tournament? They got some work to do.
They got a lot of work to do. They got to win 10 games, and that's 19 overall, and I don't see it the way it stands right now. It depends on how.
Especially with no Livers.
The Livers injury was critical.
Rico Beard, he's a longtime Detroit radio and TV personality. He's a Specs Howard broadcast instructor, recruiting insider, and he is the host of the Spartan Beat, weekdays from noon to 1 on the Spotlight Radio Network. And you were not overly optimistic about Michigan State's chances today.
No, the way they played on the road the previous 2 times, they just didn't look like they had it. You got to credit Tom Izzo. Maybe this guy knows what he's doing. He shook up the lineup.
Yeah.
It looked like it worked. At first, I thought a little desperation, but I'm like, okay, Tom, all right, you know what you're doing.
Also made sure not to tell Cassius Winston or his players about the death of Kobe Bryant. Want to welcome Stephen Brooks, 24/7 Sports, Spartan Tailgate Premium site, and he is a regular Thursday co-host on the Drive with Jack, Spotlight Radio Network. And you were in Bloomington Thursday.
That's right.
Made it back all right, and you probably had a better time there than the Spartans did.
Yeah, I did. No, I got a great story. I won't waste everyone's time, but I finessed my way into some free parking like a block away.
Nice.
So yeah, I had a great time. It was awesome. Always good to get down there to
Loud,
somebody.
isn't it?
Oh man, yeah, it's one of a kind.
You went to the wrong game. That's all right.
Yeah, might have.
We will be back in just a couple of minutes. We're going to talk college basketball, Michigan State, Michigan, the Big Ten, the nation. We'll talk about the Pro Bowl, MSU hockey. But when we return, talking about the life of Kobe Bean Bryant.
Hike! Get in the savings zone at Capital Honda with game-winning offers on the new 2019 Honda Civic LX, $189 a month, or new 2019 Honda CR-V EX all-wheel drive, $269 a month. You should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
At the David Chapman Agency, we take your business insurance personally. Our expertise makes it easy for you. Experience the benefit of a local agent who cares about your business with the David Chapman Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. Visit davidchapmanagency.com.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-905-0468. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-905-0468.
Don't miss Lego Masters.
What happened?
A new competition series February 5th on Fox.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most.
Brooklyn has 3 timeouts left. The Lakers have 2. Bryant, the shot!
Well, there's 70. Kobe's got the Laker record and an 81-point game. Bryant going to the basket. Hey, Bryant! There it is. A 50-point game in his farewell. Bryant for 3. Go! And the Lakers lead. Here's Bryant, 2 free throws for 60. Career with a win and one of the great farewell performances in any sport.
Just a few of the basketball highlights of the career of Kobe Bryant, and his life off the court was looking just as bright. He had so much to give and touched so many people. Rico Beard, it is not often we lose someone so vibrant at age 41 as we did today with this helicopter crash. Calabasas, California, on his way to a girls' game with his daughter Gianna and 7 other people aboard the helicopter. And it's appropriate. No one in the NBA has had a stronger commitment to women's basketball than Kobe Bryant. How should he be remembered?
Wow, it's not going to be easy. I think probably the best thing that the NBA could do is maybe put a 24 patch or an 8 patch. I think for the All-Star game, if you made, Team LeBron, they wear the 8. Everybody wears number 8. And for the Greek Freak, Giannis, their team wear 24. That would be a nice little thing. Like everybody wears 24. Everybody wears 8. Yeah. Just as a tribute to Kobe. But yeah, I think maybe just a little patch because he did mean a lot for the league. And I mean, the whole debate, LeBron, Kobe, Michael Jordan, and as you said, and you could tell he really wanted his daughter to follow in his footsteps. Yeah. And, he's sitting at games just basically teaching her and showing her all types of stuff. So I had a feeling that she was going to be just like him on the women's side.
There was a serious discussion today whether they should play the NBA games. And they decided that they would let each team honor him their own way. Some had a 24-second moment of silence. Some started the game with a 24-second violation where they dribbled out the clock.
Yeah.
Everyone did something special. Stephen, I think of the line from the Dion DiNucci classic, Abraham, Martin, and John. Seems the good they die young. Kobe Bryant was not a perfect person. He worked through some things, controversy, but he seemed to grow from it in so many ways. How you remember him as a player and a man?
For me, he's my generation's Michael Jordan. I was born in '91. I don't have any memories, basically, of Jordan as a Bull. I remember a little bit of him as a Wizard. So people that I grew up with, that was the people were Lakers fans in elementary school. That was the first team that people really gravitated to because of him and his dominance and his style, his personality. You look at the loyal following. You know, I know people that are still Lakers fans from birth because of that. The merchandise, just his sort of cultural impact, you know, his basketball impact, obviously. So that's how I remember him, as just one of the game's best. I'm fortunate to grow up watching him, and like I said, from my era growing up, one of those truly transcendent players.
Tom, everybody has a Kobe moment, something that they will remember, and I have two. One of them was the first time I saw him and interviewed him one-on-one. It was 1996, Magic Round Ball Classic. There's a kid from Marion and Philadelphia area, and I said, is this kid 17 or is he 27? He seems so mature, and talking about all the languages he spoke, and then in 2010, I went to the World Expo in Shanghai, and 10 stories tall, there's the image of Kobe Bryant speaking in every language imaginable, welcoming people, and he was the global icon.
Yeah. Well, the NBA is truly a worldwide product, and Kobe Bryant was gazelle-like. I used to love Walter Davis, smooth as silk. Kobe Bryant was that and more. But what he did in the housing projects with President Clinton, some of his philanthropy with his wife Vanessa, those are the things that people don't realize, and what a true ambassador to the sport and the WNBA in particular.
And his breakdowns of the game that people started to watch in later years, as good as it gets. We will be back in just a couple minutes. We're going to start talking college basketball. Michigan State, fresh from a 70-52 win at Minnesota, up next.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
Download the Fox 47 News app and stay connected everywhere you go.
Great deals going on now during the 19 model clearance sale at Grand Ledge Ford. You can check us out online at grandledgeford.com. 2019 Ford Escape courtesy vehicle. Save $7,600. We've got 5 or 6 in stock. Great deals going on now on 2019 F-150s. Brand new, save $17,600. 30 in stock. Again, check us out online at grandledgeford.com. Always working hard to earn your business.
Think about the number of people your child crosses paths with over the course of a single school day. Their bus driver, coaches, librarians, and of course their teachers. Ordinary people going above and beyond to help children learn. Since 1972, the Michigan Lottery has provided more than $23 billion to support public education. Each week, the Michigan Lottery recognizes outstanding educators from across the state with the Excellence in Education Awards. Watch Fox 47 News at 6:30 on Tuesday to find out this week's winner.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan on West Grand River in Okemos. With 106 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you, as they have on all 7 of my leases and purchases. Go green, go Graf.
This is Cassius Winston. How may I assist you? Yeah, thank you. Yep, have a good day.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah.
Tribute to Cassius Winston, the Big Ten's all-time assist champion. Stephen Brooks, after what you saw Thursday night at Assembly Hall, how did Michigan State bounce back for an 18-point win in Minneapolis? Best win of the season for the Spartans. And, hey, this is a place where Michigan State has not lost since December of 2012.
Three things stick out. You got to start with the start, I think, after what happened in the last two road games and how they just sort of got knocked in the face right away. It was the opposite this time. It was Michigan State going ahead and really dictating things from a position of strength. They go up 20-4 run to go up 13 early. That was the difference. The stars were stars, whereas they haven't always been on the road. Cassius Winston, 18 points. Xavier Tillman, 17 points. And then the third part was just Minnesota couldn't shoot anything today.
Yeah.
They couldn't get any shots to drop. Shot 28% for the game.
Right.
3 field goals in the last 15 minutes.
How much of the start had to do with the lineup change? And Rocket Watts, Malik Hall came in.
Yeah.
Aaron Henry looked energized off the bench.
Yeah, and so I'm interested to see specifically that part, how much that can carry over. I think Malik Hall, giving him a little runway to grow, it will be interesting. And also, yeah, will that fire stay hot under Aaron coming off the bench? Or maybe he's right back in, for their next game, and it was just a one-time thing. I'm interested to see what this turns into moving forward.
How much of the Minnesota shooting problems had to do with Michigan State's defense, in particular, the play of Aaron Henry?
He was spectacular. Rocket Watts also very, very good today. Carr I think he was 3 for 14 maybe.
But
Carr,
that happens to him sometimes.
I think the best
he can disappear on you.
I think the best defender was that rim though.
Yeah,
I mean, they had shots go halfway down and come
That was like
out.
United Center.
And that's normally how Michigan State is on the road, where they get good shots. So, I'm not taking anything away from Michigan State's defense, but some of those threes were halfway down and came back
one
out.
in the corner.
Yeah. Tim Brando was doing a play-by-play, and his catchphrase is, "The rim was unkind." It was downright cruel today. So. Tom, some matchups you just can't explain. Spartans now have been upset 3 straight times by Indiana. And Minnesota, it's almost like they can't lose the last 3 matchups beginning last year in the NCAA tournament, second game of the NCAA tournament. And then twice this year, Spartans have won all 3 by a combined 54 points. How can that be?
Well, this was just Michigan State being predictable. You lose in Bloomington and a nail biter, you knew, and they got on the plane and they went right to Minneapolis. This was a business trip. I knew Michigan State was going to win this game. And when you get Rocket Watts and Malik Hall, and you get those parts going for them, they're going to be a tough out. They're going to win the Big Ten.
You could have called us and taken our money.
You could have. I like the fact.
I should have. I love to take your money.
Yeah, you don't get it though. But yeah, I think Rocket coming and starting, you can't really focus on Cassius because Rocket can handle that ball just as well. So you can't just double team Cassius. That's what Indiana did. They said, somebody else has to beat us.
Yeah. Rico, taking a look at Michigan State's remaining regular season schedule, how many more losses do you see for a 15-5, 7-2 team sharing first place?
I see at least 3. February 1st at Wisconsin.
Really?
February 11th at Illinois, and March 3rd at Penn State. I think Penn State's going to be a difficult matchup on the road.
How about at Maryland?
Maryland finds ways to lose games. Somehow they lucked up and won today in Indiana. Turgeon is just not a good end game.
That Michigan State-Illinois rematch, could that be for the Big Ten championship?
It could be.
I think so.
And I think Illinois is going to slip up a few more times, too. Let's not
They
crown
played a
them.
lot of close games at home.
Yeah, let's not crown them
They're not
just
lucky to beat Northwestern there.
Absolutely.
We will be back in just a couple minutes, and we're going to take a look at the University of Michigan, plunging into Big Ten standings. We'll be right back on Press Pass.
Why did I become a Michigan State trooper?
I wanted to make a difference, help people, and save lives.
You don't need prior law enforcement experience, and you get paid while you train.
You can serve anywhere in the state, and there are many different career paths.
I want to leave behind a legacy
And be a role model in my community.
Working together to keep our communities safe.
What are you waiting for?
Change your career, change your community, change your life. Apply today.
I'm Tara from the Holt and Diamonddale Insurance Agency.
We specialize in knowing your business and farm needs. From heavy equipment to offices, we have you covered. Call your hometown team today for your insurance checkup.
Looking for pre-owned? No worries. Team 1 has great deals on all GM certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot in Charlotte. Late models, low miles, and no gimmicks. Just an honest deal from an honest dealer. If you don't get your next pre-owned vehicle from Team 1, you're just getting used.
You ready?
Yeah.
Deputy, Thursday at 9 on Fox.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as a side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
Well, our mentality is always the same as far as making sure their bigs, or any big that we face, make us catches tough. Give credit to our bigs who did a really good job of buying into the game plan, being ahead of the play, making every shot that he took, contested shot. Yeah, we also got into foul trouble, so that helped as well, because offensively, our bigs, John as well as Austin, was attacking him offensively. So Coffey's one of the elite players in this league.
There you see Michigan coach Juwan Howard, and I think he should cry for Tom Crawford. Howard Wolverines lost 4 in a row, and 4 of the last 5 after being ranked number 4 in the nation after the battle for Atlantis.
Oh, I see what you did there, Jack.
The name of the game is put the ball in the hoop. It's a shooter's game, and they cannot shoot. Penn State game, flat, no energy. They were down 9-2, looking at themselves, all glazed eyes. This was different. They brought it. Isaiah Livers was playing in this game. The crowd was there. It was packed. It was vibrant. When Livers hit a 3-ball, the roof came off Chrysler.
Yeah.
The problem is, when you're trying to close out a game against a good team like Illinois, you can't go 0 for 5 at closeout time, potentially 0 for 6 when Austin Davis missed the front end of 1-1, and you can't go 4 of 17 from three-point land. They don't have any shooters, and they don't have any creators offensively. Their defense shored up. They only had 2 turnovers, and they out-rebounded Illinois. But will that energy that they had against the Illini, when they go to Nebraska,
right,
Tuesday is going to be really telling. Are they going to go default back to the Penn State mentality, that game, or are they going to bring the energy? Now, that's going to decide the season on Tuesday night if they're going to get in the tournament or not.
Michigan got 7 points in 20 minutes of play from Isaiah Livers before he re-injured his groin.
5 boards, yeah.
Yeah. Is he going to be available Tuesday night?
It looked really bad because I was at the Presbyterian game right in front of him when he had it was like a replay. Again, gets fouled on the dunk and he bent over and he slapped the floor in pain. It was just an eerie moment at Chrysler. First reports from the Michigan athletic department. Well, no, it's just it's a different injury. It's a little bit different than the but then he says it's the same injury. This is this is like a high ankle sprain. It's going to keep coming back.
So which loss hurt more? The Penn State game where Michigan was never really in command, it was playing from behind most of the game, or seeming to have the game won before the free throw problems yesterday?
The Penn State game, because they didn't bring it. And that, they all have to look at themselves for that. And that's why I was pointing that out.
Yeah.
Moving forward, they got to play like they did against Illinois. Illinois is a good team, second best team in the Big Ten, and they can't go flat. They're not good enough to play half energy.
Rico, Juwan Howard's team has one less win this month and one fewer victory this season than John Beilein's Cleveland Cavaliers. Who could have seen that coming?
Well, Beilein, yes, saw that coming. That was going to be a bad team. This Michigan team, I didn't know how Juwan Howard was going to, work his magic with the team. I thought maybe he should have gone and played a little more Beilein style because he had Beilein-type players. Instead, he just kind of threw defense to the side and said, we're just going to run up and down the court. That sounds great, but you got Xavier Simpson, who's not the greatest of scorers. Matter of fact, teams are saying, dude, you can shoot as many threes as you want, and we'll take our chances. Tashke, down low, he's good, not great. They don't have the scoring, as Tom said. And then when Livers went down, Livers was their only guy. When Livers went down, you really had nothing.
The bench they looked like, just another glazed eye.
There was an Eli Brooks sighting.
Yeah. But you don't have that person that's like that next great star.
No, you don't have
a bunch of role players.
Who in that offense do you fear? Of getting, Simpson addition to
Juwan Howard if he put on a uniform. But
as a shooter, there's nobody you really fear on this Michigan team.
I guess maybe DeJulius if he gets hot, but he's Brick City.
Franz Wagner, it hasn't clicked yet.
Oh, I forgot
he could be the guy.
I forgot about it. No,
eventually.
Eventually. No, he won't.
Eventually.
Stephen Brooks, taking a look at the Wolverines' remaining schedule. What final Big Ten record do you see for an 11-8, 2-6, 12th place team?
Yeah, so it's tough to project, obviously, without knowing what Livers' deal is going to be, and it's too bad to see him going down as a Kalamazoo guy. But they got some tough ones out there. You're going on the road at Rutgers, on the road at Purdue, at Maryland, at Ohio State. And it's still weird to say at Rutgers is a big game for anybody.
And I didn't realize until you told me tonight, Tom, that was the Michigan home game against Rutgers, which has now been moved from Ann Arbor to MSG.
So it's like Rutgers has 2 home games against Michigan.
Yeah.
In essence, I know the big alumni following. I get that.
I think it'll be 50-50 at the Garden, but Rutgers fans normally wouldn't show up.
But they will now.
They will now.
Yeah.
Does Michigan make the NCAA tournament?
Depends on what they do in the Big Ten tournament, Jack.
They're going to have to play their way in. Tom, would you agree with that?
Sunday.
Yeah, but I don't have a lot of faith for them in the Big Ten tournament, so it's looking dicey right now.
All right, we'll be back. We're going to talk about the Kansas State-Kansas brawl and a big win for Maryland today at Indiana. Up next.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. Peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokamus.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
The Student Bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-905-0468. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-905-0468.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to northern Michigan and Chicago, where Doug Warren and I were for the NFL Legends Classic. That's Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
And a block to finish. And DeSouza blocks it, and now the bench is empty. Just unnecessary.
Yep. That's not good. This is bad.
Oh, this is bad.
This is
no good. Oh, this is terrible.
There are going to be ramifications for this going forward.
And it's just no point to it.
Stole the ball, and DeSouza walks over him, which is the beginning of what is a dumb play, and then you'll see the punch is thrown, and DeSouza just goes Holyfield. And then obviously, it looks like a K-State guy comes in here, and DeSouza picked up a chair, which is even more ludicrous.
You just can't do it.
You hear Fran Fraschilla with his amazement and outrage.
That was a handicap section.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you have that at that level?
Rico Beard, how scary was the Kansas State-Kansas melee? Maybe not Malice at the Palace proportions, but pretty close for college basketball.
Yeah.
And what can we do to prevent that from happening again?
I don't think you can prevent it from happening again, Jack. The beauty of it is it doesn't happen every day, that we're talking about it now. So if it happened all the time, it'd be like, yeah. I mean, you got to ask, why was the Souza even in the game? You're up by 20.
Yeah.
Right.
These guys should be out. This is why I'm not a big fan when coaches leave their star players in.
Yeah.
Nothing good can happen when you're up like that. Either you get injured or you get into a fight like this.
Grab a chair.
You may want to move the handicap section away, just because. Not just that, but if a player just goes diving for a ball and into the section, unfortunately, they may not be able to move as quickly.
It wasn't there. It was quite a ways behind the basket support, but they went about 30 feet if you watch the second
because
surge.
It's accessible.
Yeah, you may want to put that up a level just to keep them away, but you can't really stop that because there's nothing that you can do.
Stephen, you were in Assembly Hall and knowing what that environment is like, how impressed were you with Maryland coming from 7 down, 2:29 to go, and beating Indiana today?
Very, because that is a tough environment, like you said. I'm still not totally sold on Indiana. I don't really know what to make of them, even with the win against Michigan State, with today. But I think Maryland obviously is coming on. I don't think you can deny that. And then they've had the talent that everybody has sort of had an eye on all year and said that's a team that can hurt you in this league. So they've won 3 straight now. They're hanging out right there with Rutgers at 6-3, and they haven't played Rutgers yet. Have not played Michigan State yet, so they got 2 against them and 1 against Rutgers, I believe. And so we're going to find out some more about them, but they're a legitimate player in this league. We know that now.
And Maryland has already faced Illinois, and so we know what that is about. Can I interest anybody in Maryland as a Big Ten co-champion?
No.
No, they got to go to Michigan State, to Illinois still, and then the Rutgers game, like I said, I'm
Third
not
at
buying it
best.
yet.
Tom, taking a look at the current Big Ten standings, how do you rank Michigan State, Illinois, Maryland, and Rutgers at the top? Do you see that as one group, or are there levels?
Levels, well, here's a level for you. Michigan State and Illinois are a level ahead of Maryland and Rutgers, and Michigan State is a little a little notch ahead of Illinois because Michigan State is not going to lose a home game. Illinois, I think, is going to lose a home game. They might even lose to Michigan State down in Champaign. So those two, and then Maryland is a distant third, and then I have Rutgers, and then Iowa's by themselves in that fifth slot, and then everybody else is mumbo jumbo right there. And then you have Ohio State, Michigan, and then you have Nebraska.
People said that Michigan State was not going to beat Minnesota by 16 points again, and they beat them by 18.
Yeah.
So they did beat Illinois by 20 the first time.
Yeah. And I would say Illinois and Rutgers, and you kind of saw it with Rutgers. They had a scare at the rack. What happens when you're now the hunted?
Yeah.
Because everybody's kind of laughed at them, but now teams are going to get up for them. Yeah. How are they going to handle the pressure?
Tom, taking a quick look at last Monday's AP Top 25, which has been the nation's most pleasant surprise team?
Well, I got Brian Dutcher's San Diego State team. I mean, you're kidding me? I mean,
they won again today, 21-0.
I'm like, where did this come from? And then Baylor is just not being at number one is a big surprise. Florida State's another surprise. Yeah. Dayton's another surprise. But the biggest surprise is North Carolina not being there. I still can't wrap my head around that. What is wrong with that program?
They're a lot.
Roy Williams had a milestone record yesterday, and Dean Smith, he looked like he didn't want to celebrate for a while there. Not with this team.
But Baylor is the real deal.
They're good. They're big.
We keep saying that there's no dominant team. There is. It's Baylor.
We will be right back, our Law of the Jungle segment, and we're going to talk about the Senior Bowl and the Super Bowl coming up next on Press Pass.
Greasy pizza boxes.
Ugh, glass bottles not emptied.
Yogurt containers with, ew!
Michigan needs to recycle better, and that change starts with you. Learn the rules of recycling at recyclingraccoons.org.
At the David Chapman Agency, it's our knowledge and expertise that make insuring home, auto, and farm easy for you. Experience the benefit of a local agent who cares about you with the David Chapman Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. Visit davidchapmanagency.com.
Shaheen Chevrolet is kicking off 2020 with an inventory blowout sale. Ralph wants the 2019 models sold, and we'll do anything to do it. Prices are slashed, 0% interest, the most for your trade, even free delivery, whatever it takes. You'll save plenty in 2020 at Shaheen Chevrolet.
Greasy pizza boxes.
Ugh, glass bottles not emptied.
Yogurt containers with, ew!
Michigan needs to recycle better, and that change starts with you. Learn the rules of recycling at recyclingraccoons.org.
Super Sunday coverage begins at 10 a.m. only on Fox 47.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's motor coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as a side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus. Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. I'm talking about chicken shawarma with baked breast meat and hummus made fresh in a 3-day process. That's why I'm there every week. Stop and see Chuck Delita and their terrific staff on Trowbridge, or find Woody's favorites at Tom's Foods, Horrocks, and all across MSU's campus.
Backer with 100 solo tackles. Herbert
goes down. Our first sack of the day.
Is that Willikis?
It is Kenny Willikis from Michigan State.
He just won right off the snap. Looked like he was working against Terrence Steele here from Texas Tech. Is that who that is out there? Watch him just win with the speed right now. He never got off the ball.
Never got off the ball.
That wasn't him. That was
never got out of his
Tyree Phillips. That was Tyree Phillips, Mississippi State. He's still in his stance.
Never got out of his stance. I don't know if he thought the snap count was at a different number.
Pretty good effort there by Kenny Willikis. The guy says, well, maybe I'm going to pretend I didn't hear the snap count at that point. Stephen Brooks, 2 sacks yesterday for Kenny Willikis, and he reminded Oregon's Justin Herbert that he was very fortunate that he suffered a broken leg in the Red Box Bowl when Michigan State was leading 6-0, wound up losing that game 7-6. Did he make a little money yesterday at the Senior Bowl?
I gotta imagine he did, honestly. You know, the sacks are flash and everything, but I think even throughout the week, you saw some clips going around of him really performing well down there against legitimate future NFL talent.
Yeah.
I think more than anything, if there was anybody who didn't think he was a draft pick, I think he put it in stone. He's a for sure draftable guy. I mean, so he doesn't have the ideal length or maybe even the explosive quick twitch stuff on the edge, but the kid can play football. He's going to bust his tail. He's going to get better. You know that. He's going to commit to getting better. And I think he'll make it. I think he can get paid doing this stuff. And I saw a lot of stories about him playing linebacker and standing up and I'm like, that's not him. I don't know who thinks that could be a thing in the NFL. They should be fired because he can be a 4-3 end.
I think that's
league.
probably his agent just trying to, let's just make you some money. Maybe if
Sure.
you go to a 3-4, you're open to it.
But if it's NFL people saying, let's go do this, I don't know where their head's at.
Detroit Lions coaching staff was down there. Worst thing could happen to Kenny Willikis. You think Rico is going to Detroit?
Oh my God, I will be at the airport just saying nope. Go back to East Lansing. Going someplace else. He's going to sit out this year. We're going to pull a Manning and just say he's not going to play. He's not playing. We're going to sit out this year.
Tom Crawford, what do you remember about Raheem Mostert at Purdue 4 seasons there? He totaled 881 yards receiving and rushing, 6 touchdowns. He had 220 yards and 4 scores with his 7th pro team, undrafted free agent. Wouldn't give up. Finally, he hit it with the 49ers.
I remember absolutely nothing. When we came in to do press pass, I was watching the game before I came down to studio. I go, I don't remember him at Purdue. And but what I love about this young man, or he's young to me, and as you can see him, he's got blazing speed. Is that he used misfortune and turned it into fortune. I mean, he has written down the dates he was cut from all those teams. He's got correspondence telling them you're not good enough to play on my team. And I love those stories. And man, he was dominant last week against the Packers. I'm looking forward to watching him in the Super Bowl.
There was a classic tweet, and I think we might have that here. The guy is saying that he's got a scheduling conflict, supposed to get married on the day of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He needs someone to take his place, and her name's Karen. She's 5'2", and she's really nice. So it's clear he's made his choice.
That's clever.
Rico, you've always been a 49ers fan. What do you think the chances are that they can stop or at least slow Patrick Mahomes and this explosive Chiefs offense?
I think they can do it. I mean, especially because the Kansas City Chiefs have had slow starts. The 49ers, Kyle Shanahan is finding ways to beat you. And he doesn't need Garoppolo to go out there and throw for 300 yards.
He's got a better defense.
He finds ways. If you can't stop the run, it's the one thing that I love and I wish most coaches do. If you can't stop the run, I'm going to keep running.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop myself.
They don't do that.
And you saw that. I mean, it was just long chunk runs after long runs, 20 yards, 20 yards, 20 yards. He's down to his third string running back. Tevin Coleman's out the game. That's okay. Who's that guy over there? Put him in there. And he goes, gets 215-some yards. I think they can. If they fall behind, then I think you're just going to get a steady dose of running.
Niners are a 1.5 underdog. Do you like them enough that you're going to call William Hill or your buddies at the D Casino and play something out there?
I try not to bet on teams that I'm emotionally attached to.
Yeah.
But yes, I would put money on this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is a no-brainer to me.
Tom, you will remember this. We had the great Bobby Bell, former Minnesota standout and Kansas City Chiefs all-time linebacker on the drive last week.
Oh, did you?
And he played against Bullet Bob Hayes, the world's fastest human.
Yeah.
And he says Tyreek Hill is faster.
Oh my God! When you see those jet sweeps, it's like, wow! He hits the edge. You look like defenders have the angle, and it's gone. It's amazing.
I like the plays where he's not even in it, and then you see him just zoom up, and he like escorts the guy into the end zone.
It's like cartoon-like.
It's like a ballet.
Yeah, that's some sheer speed.
We'll be right back, and we're going to talk about the hottest ticket in town, Michigan State hockey. Big sellout last night at Munn. Terrific series against Penn State, and those are the two teams that sit atop the Big Ten hockey standings. We'll be right back with that and more here on Press Pass.
With a certificate from MSU Federal Credit Union, your financial goals will be within your reach. You can open your certificate with as little as $50. MSU Federal Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Looking for pre-owned? No worries. Team 1 has great deals on all GM-certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot in Charlotte. Late models, low miles, and no gimmicks. Just an honest deal from an honest dealer. If you don't get your next pre-owned vehicle from Team 1, you're just getting used.
Win your dream wedding at Fox47News.com's Grand Wedding Giveaway. Just added. Wedding cake by Courtney Girls Cake Closet. Tuxedos by President Tuxedo. And catering by Finley's Grill and Smokehouse.
What were you so desperate to forget? My father tried to kill me.
Prodigal Son, all new Monday on Fox. Right along with Chicago PD, weeknights at 6 on My 47.4.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. Peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
The Student Bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Lansing's Best segment, brought to you by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority. Bring thousands of athletes and teams to Mid-Michigan for hundreds of tournaments and special events. Hats off to the GLSA for showing just what Mid-Michigan can be.
Back into the zone corner. Rando shot, goal for Michigan State. Shot, goal. Patrick left circle. Hat-trick for Patrick.
You know, we talked about it after. That's the effort and that's the attitude. And I thought we played a heck of a game. It's probably one of the better games we played all year. And you know, got 43 shots on net. Usually that's good for 2 goals, and that would have been good for a win tonight. Exciting plays around the nets, even though there wasn't a ton of goals. So, no, it was great. And this is what we want this place to be like. And our fans have been great. The students kind of leading the charge. And, you know, we're getting more and more games that are like this. So, this, like I said, this is the way it should be. It's a good hockey town. It's a really, really good hockey school. And, hey, we're battling right to the end in the Big Ten standings right now, and this is where we wanted to be.
The voice you hear is that of Michigan State hockey coach Danton Cole. That's last night after Penn State got past Michigan State, a terrific game, 2-1 in overtime, and that's one night after the Spartans won 4-2. Tom Crawford, you remember what it was like in the glory days for Michigan State hockey when it was tougher to get a hockey ticket, even standing room in Munn, than it was to get into Jennison Fieldhouse or Breslin Center.
I do remember I had just moved back from Texas to East Lansing. It was 1985, and it's like, what's all this, you know, passion for hockey? You know, I couldn't really believe, because the basketball team at Scott Skiles was pretty good. And this reminds me so much of that, Jack. And they obviously with Dan Cole, they have the right coach, but they have, and I think recruiting has a lot to do with it. And when you have you improved facilities, which they needed a real upgrade, there's an element of hope. And when you win, I mean, they're on top of a really tough conference. The Big Ten is really tough. You got Michigan State, Penn State, and Michigan is getting better now, and Ohio State is still in it. So, you talk about the Big Ten being good in basketball. It's also good in hockey, and you got Michigan State, as you see it, tied at the top.
Rico, we talk about a competitive series. In 120 minutes of hockey, Penn State and Michigan State each had 77 shots, 1 win, and wind up with 28 points, 2 more than Ohio State. You can't be any more even than that.
No, you can't. And when you look at this team, it's kind of funny because I think Dan Cole, it kind of reminds me a lot of when D'Antonio took over football, and not a lot of expectation. You're saying, okay, you kind of lost, like you lose games and the expectations were low, and now all of a sudden you start to win. You got to see if he can keep this thing going. Like with D'Antonio, can he have that 2013 type of year?
It helps to have a hot goalie.
Yeah.
That's a big part of hockey.
This was a 7th place team out of 7 a year ago in the Big Ten, and I remember talking to Neil Koepke about this, and I said, what's the ceiling? He said, well, maybe they could get home ice for the playoffs. Maybe they could finish high enough, 4th place. And here they are, and they've got some work to do. Stephen, I saw some people last night in the press box that I have not seen in a long time in Munn Ice Arena. What about 24/7 Sports? When are we going to get you over there? How about the Michigan game on February 14th?
Yes, sure. Okay, everybody at home, go to SpartanTailgate.com, become a subscriber. We can hire 2 or 3 more people maybe, and they can go handle it. I'm not equipped to do that, unfortunately, but it is cool, as you guys have talked about, to sort of follow what's been going on with the hockey program and seeing it rise back up.
You want to spend all your free time when you're not covering football and basketball with baseball. I understand.
Oh, gosh, please don't do that to me.
We will be right back with our Culver's Cool and Smooth weekly awards. Play of the week, game of the week, team of the week, player of the week. We'll have that and another special tribute to Kobe Bryant coming up next here on Press Pass.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as a side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
Kick off your Super Sunday at 10 a.m. with a special edition of Press Pass All-Stars only on Fox 47.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Champions.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by the 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's Welcome to Delicious.
Why? He's hit a good putt.
There's no
Let me
chance.
show you how to putt it?
You can't. There you go. Yeah, show me how to do it.
Johnny says there's no way you can make it from down there without chipping. Look at Tom Watson.
Happy 80th birthday, Jack Nicklaus. Johnny Miller grumbling, that's an impossible putt, and Nicklaus comes over, just let me show you how to do this. And of course he drains from a 90-footer. Wasn't as hard as Johnny thought. All right, team 331, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Rico Beard, what about our play of the week?
Play of the week, I had a couple of plays that I guess honorable mention. One, I had to give it up to Toronto Raptors, San Antonio Spurs. Started the game off. Each took a 24-second shot clock violation in honor of Kobe Bryant. I thought that was very classy how they did that. Yeah. The other, Kenny Willekes, man, in the Senior Bowl, blowing past the guy. He beat the guy the tackle so bad. If I would have tackled, I would have just faked an injury and acted like, I pulled a muscle, coach. Yeah, that's why I didn't do anything. But the play of the week, I always got to give it up when you know you're the man. Ayo Dosunmu for Illinois. Yeah. You knew he wasn't going to give that ball up. Yeah. And he said, I'm going to make this shot. Michigan, I'm shooting it. Michigan put their best defender on him in Xavier Simpson.
Pretty good defense.
It was.
He's not tall enough.
The difference was, that's just it. He wasn't tall enough. Yeah. He rose up. Those few inches counted. Just hit it. Just ice water in his veins. Hit the shot. Start running off the court. That's play of the week.
Stephen Brooks, what about our game of the week?
So we got some good basketball games with this Big 12 SEC thing going on this week. And Kentucky went down to Texas Tech and put together just a backyard wrestling match. I mean, they were knocking the crap out of each other. The young kids from Kentucky are playing to the crowd. Everything is blackout. It was awesome. It was an awesome environment. You could feel that through the TV. And so they got on a 74-76 win for Kentucky in overtime. Like I said, just back and forth. Kentucky jumps out a little bit in front in overtime, and 2 free throws from Nick Richards end up winning it. Really, a really entertaining game.
Yeah, walking with the guns up after the Kentucky play.
I like that. They were really getting into it. That was great.
Yeah.
Tom Crawford, what about our team of the week?
I'm tempted to go with Maryland. They won 3 in a row and 6 of their last 8. But I'm going with something I saw in person, and that's the Illinois Fighting Illini. This team works really hard. Last year they worked really, really hard under Brad Underwood. Now they got Kofi Coburn. They're the second best team in the Big Ten, and dovetailing off what Rico said, Ayo Dosunmu, man, money. And he delivered. That's a really good team.
Michigan did a good job on Coburn and Bihanishvili. They only combined for 9 points.
That's right, but I like Brad Underwood. I think he's a terrific coach.
Our player of the week, and it was Kerry Champion of ESPN who said it best. Kobe Bryant is someone's childhood. And there was a tweet from Lisa Harris, Darian's mother. And this is a picture of 13-year-old Darian Harris saluting his idol in front of Staples Center, where they had thousands of people gathered this afternoon, not for a game. The Grammy Awards are there tonight, but they were there to pay tribute to an icon and someone that Irvin Johnson just called the greatest Laker of all. Rest in peace, Kobe. We will be back next week with a very special show, Super Sunday show, 10 a.m., kicking off 14 hours of football coverage. 10 a.m., we'll be back again 3 hours after the game. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great week.